Good morning. The August the 9th, 2017 meeting of the Board of Estimate is now called to order. In the interest of promoting the order and efficiency of these hearings, persons who are disruptive to the hearings will be asked to leave the hearing room immediately. Meetings of the Board of Estimates are open to the public for the duration of the meeting. The hearing room must be vacated at the conclusion of the meeting. Failure to comply may result in a charge of trespassing. Madam Deputy Controller, are there any corrections, additions, or deferrals on the agenda?
Good morning. For today's agenda, the board had previously received a protest for page 79, number 3, which is B50005060, supply and medical delivery of medical grade oxygen. That protest that was submitted by Earl Beck Gases and Technology has been withdrawn. Therefore, that item, page 79, number 3, will be moved to the routine agenda. The board also received protests for pages 103 to 107. A protest was received from the Northwest Community Council through Ms. Helena Hicks, as well as a protest was received from Mr. Derek Lennon. That item, pages 103 to 107, will move to the non-routine agenda. I have the following abstentions to note for today. The Honorable Mayor Pugh will abstain on page 21 and on pages 113 to 114, item numbers 1 through 3. The Honorable President Young will abstain on pages 114 to 117, items 4 through 8, and on page 120, item number 15. The Honorable Comptroller Pratt will abstain on pages 89 to 91, item number 16. And the Director of Public Works, Mr. Chow, will abstain on page 118, item number 12. Mr. President, board and board members, those are the protests, one that was withdrawn, as well as submitted for pages 103 to 107, as well as the abstentions that have been reported thus far. The only item that remains on the non-routine agenda will be pages 103 to 107. Thank you.
Thank you. I would direct the board members' attention to the memorandum from our office dated August the 7th, 2017, identifying matters to be considered as routine agenda items, together with any corrections that have been noted by the Deputy Controller. I will entertain a motion to approve all of the items contained on the routine agenda.
I move the board to approve all items under the routine agenda.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. The motion carries. The routine agenda has been adopted. The first item on the non-routine agenda can be found on pages 103 to 107. Department of Public Works, modification of wastewater collection system consent decree. Will the parties come forward?
Good morning, Council President, Madam Mayor, Madam Comptroller, Director Chow. My name is Paul DeSantis. I am the Chief of Legal and Regulatory Affairs for the Department of Public Works. As background, the city entered into a consent decree with the Environmental Protection Agency, the Department of Justice, and Maryland Department of the Environment in 2002 to address sanitary sewer overflows from the city's collection system. That consent decree basically required 3 things. We had to study our sewage system, which is broken up into sewage sheds, or sewer sheds. We had to design projects to fix the sanitary sewer overflows, and then we had to construct those projects. In conducting the sewer shed studies, we discovered a large backup of sewage within the system. Our engineers refer to this as a hydraulic restriction. Now, that sort of changed our view of how we were going to be addressing the sanitary sewer overflows, and as a result, in mid-2015, we started negotiating with our state and federal regulators to modify the consent decree. What we settled on was a 2-phase approach which addresses 2 separate problems. First, the quicker we're trying to accomplish this work, the more expensive it becomes. We basically are creating a huge demand, and that increases the costs. and that could result in rate increases for city residents, and that's simply not sustainable. To balance the need for upgrades to our sewage system with the affordability to our citizens, we front-loaded the projects that are going to create the greatest environmental and health benefits for our citizens into phase one. Now, that work will be conducted by January 1st of 2021. It eliminates 83% of the volume of sewage overflows. It includes the Headworks project at Back River Wastewater Treatment Plant, which should address the hydraulic restriction. Phase two work will increase capacity within the sanitary sewer system, and we're achieving a hybrid of a 5-year level of protection citywide and 10-year level of protection for designated sensitive areas. That work will eventually eliminate 99.8% of the baseline sanitary sewer overflow volume. Second, the consent decree doesn't exist in a vacuum. We have other infrastructure that needs to be maintained and upgraded. What we're seeking to do is extend the time period for the phase two projects, that last 17% of the benefits, out to 2030, which will allow us to rebalance our spending so we can work on our wastewater treatment plant upgrades, our drinking water infrastructure, and our storm sewer systems. The agreement that was struck allows the city to essentially extend those benefits and recalibrate the way it's doing its spending. So the modified consent decree was lodged with the U.S. District Court on June 1st of 2016. It provides for a 60-day comment period. 30 days is required. We doubled that amount due to the complexities of this consent decree. There were also 2 public hearings in which the public could raise their concerns. Following these public participation opportunities, the state regulators in the city reviewed comments in depth, and we negotiated additional changes to address the concerns that were voiced. And these negotiations occurred over the past year. The changes address 3 primary issues. One is the basement backups or sewer backups, water quality monitoring, and public participation and transparency. I anticipate that any issues that will be raised today have been previously considered and addressed during these negotiations. Nonetheless, if anything is raised, we will continue to forward those on to the federal and state regulators. That all being said, Your Honors, we negotiated this modified consent decree for months with our partners. We provided ample public participation opportunities, then took another year trying to address the issues that were raised. It's a comprehensive document. It's been painstakingly negotiated. The modified consent decree represents a really vigorously crafted and responsible framework for remediating our sewer system and all but eliminating the sanitary sewer overflows. It should be approved today so that we can bring an end to these negotiations and start doing the work that's required. Thank you.
Thank you. As long as we're going to address the sewage backup in the homes, I'm good. As long as that's going to be addressed, and we're going to take care of those sewage backups as they back up into people's homes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can I ask a question?
The mayor has a question.
Yeah. So in the public comments, how many people actually attended the public comments? Do you have any idea?
Submitted public comments, we received ample comments. I'm not sure about the actual numbers of comments received, but
19.
and
versus the
those would be from
comment.
environmental groups and individuals.
Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, those that are protesting can come forward if you like. Give each one of you 2 minutes. You have to state your name and
Good morning. How are you?
good morning.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to come before you and to respond to the business of trying to clean up the sewage in our city. I'm here as representative of Northwest Council, which is comprised of all the neighborhood associations from in Northwest Baltimore. below Liberty Heights, just below Liberty Heights, all the way out to the city line. And I am at the city line, and it's my neighborhood who has received the brunt of all the overflow, sewage overflow, Grove Park, and has spearheaded all of the activity relating to trying to control that. Our neighborhoods are in a sensitive area because that area was not always in the city. So you have had to make do, quote unquote, with the pipes and whatnot that were there when you acquired the land. But the pipes are old. We got a date back to 1917. So they're ancient, they are of a different material, a different size, and of course the capacity is much more limited. Then we have had the added burden of building on the Powder Mill Stream through all kinds of methods I won't go into, but we even have building in the cemetery that's at the end of the stream, which has increased the problem because it increases the sewerage overflow. And it's such a delicate balance. It doesn't take many more people to get that balance out of whack and overflow to begin again. So we've had Social Security Administration building, 2,700 people. We've had 2 senior buildings there, and we've had renovations, Northwest Plaza, and then Ricestown Road Plaza is making some renovations, and we have had some responses from our neighbors that other buildings are planned. Our first objection is that you put a moratorium on the building until at least after 2023 to give the city time to get started on this project, because if you let the building continue at the rate it's going, when you won't need to do anything by 2030, we will have floated away. So we really need you to consider saying, no, we can't take any more applications for buildings until we get a chance, at least 5 years, we get a chance to get a hold of this. We're asking really that the 2030 deadline be moved to 2023, and that 5 years to look at where you started and where you've come, to introduce some kind of quarterly reporting system so the process and progress can be monitored and adjustments be made accordingly. I think the longer you give people, the more problems arise, because people will not they will take their time to do the changes. They will not be rapidly moving if they know they have a lot of time to do it in. And we would like also a release of information regarding that progress on a regular basis so that we can have a chance as citizens to react to it or have some input into it so that we don't get caught with something being decided and we come in opposition. We would like to be a partner with, as in opposition to. And we ask that you do a separate funding stream. It's very hard to keep up with how monies are being spent. We get a sewer tax. My neighbors say all the time, well, where does my money go? You know, are they going to tax us again? They're going to improve it, and we're going to be stuck with another tax for something that they should have been doing all along. Well, if you've got a plan and it's a finite plan and you have a presentation to the especially the affected parties, and a chance for input, then you reduce that kind of questioning and opposition testimony at hearings like this.
Ms. Hicks,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Come on.
Okay, good morning, Madam Mayor, President Jack Young, and Madam Comptroller. I too am an impacted resident and part of the Northwest Council as well. Also have received, actually more than one experience as sanitary sewage backing up into my basement, along with a number of other neighbors and other community residents as well. We did attend the hearings about the consent decree, so we did large information about that. I just want to read something real quick. Dear Board of Estimates, as a taxpaying citizen, I have experienced raw sewage backing into a toilet and tub in my basement on more than one occasion, which eventually led to me having to replace my sewer line. I'm requesting that the City of Baltimore not be allowed to extend Phase 2 of the consent decree until 2030, particularly while millions of gallons of sewage continue to pour into the Jones Falls and other streams on a daily basis. I think that the additional 2 or 3 years past the current date is more than sufficient. I understand this project is a major undertaking for the city, but it needs to move forward to ensure that property owners do not continue to bear the burden of the problem and the city gets yet another break. To date, residents have not had an opportunity to review the revised consent decree that the city is proposing, nor is the city, Dr. Hicks talked about the reporting. The report is not due until October of this year. So that's when, so we haven't even had a chance to review any of the things that's been done. So the report is not due until October of 2017. So it's a little, we're in a place where it's a lot of uncertainty, and other residents of Northwest are experiencing, particularly the impacted ones, are experiencing the same thing. In addition, in Northwest Baltimore, many of our streets are lined with massive trees and roots that are pushing past curbs, uprooting sidewalks, and I'm sure they found their way to our sewer lines, as in my neighborhood. And since cutbacks in forestry and the forestry department has taken place, they're more than likely attributed to the lack of root control, which is a part of the consent decree. Lastly, I would also like to see the city expand the sensitive areas to include shopping centers, strip malls, business parks, federal buildings, nursing homes, dialysis centers, assisted living facilities, treatment centers, and other medical facilities. And as a result of it, because a lot of these things reside in Northwest Baltimore, I'd like to see Northwest Baltimore be granted a high priority area as a part of this consent decree. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Madam Mayor.
First, let me just say thank you to both of you for being here, and to the doctor, the community, thank you so much. And let me just say that we hear you very clearly. You know, this is a federal mandate, and we don't control the dates of the federal mandate, nor do we control the action, but what we can control is what happens in neighborhoods and communities. So let me first make the suggestion that you get with your council person to make sure that your voices are being heard. And as it relates to the monitoring process, when you look at what we're doing, accountability, that is something that we can do as the city. Also, I'd love for you to have more conversations with the Department of Public Works in terms of how we're dealing with the trees and all of those things that are in your neighborhoods and communities. I just want to say thank you for being here.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I make a motion that the board approve the modification of the wastewater collection system consent decree.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, nay. This item is approved. Any comments that were made by Mr. Lemon and by Dr. Hicks will be forwarded on to the judge who is overseeing this consent decree. And like the mayor said, any moratoriums on any buildings in the districts have to be made by the council people who represent that district. So make sure you talk to them. And I'm quite sure they'll conversate with you and see what they can do to put a moratorium in place on building. There'll be no more business before this board. This board will recess until 12 noon. Thank you.
For today's meeting, the Board of Trustees is now called to order for the receiving and opening of bids. There's one addendum for today, and that addendum is for SC 973, and it's the on-call assessment and repairs of sanitary sewer main lines and lateral Zone A. Please change the bid due date from August 9th to August 23rd, 2007. Hearing no objection, so ordered. And this will go a little slower because I'll be writing the bid information down as well as announcements, so please forgive that. GS 15830, Central District Police Station, exterior waterproofing. A bid bond is required if the amount is over $100,000. Bensky Construction Company LLC with a bid bond. $1,197,000. Tito Contractors, Inc. with a bid bond. $916,606.28. Refer the bids of GS 5830, Central District Police Station exterior waterproofing, to the Department of General Services for tabulation and report. B50005026, fuel truck. A bid bond is required if the amount is over $100,000. Beltway International LLC with a bid bond. $207,523. Harbor Truck Sales and Service, Inc., with a check. And that's Harbor Truck Sales, Inc., doing business as Baltimore Freightliner, with a check. The amount is $207,045. Refer these bids B500050026 to the Bureau of Purchasing for tabulation and report. B5005034, fuel tanker truck. A bid bond is required if the amount is over $100,000. Harbor Truck Sales and Service, Inc., doing business as Baltimore Freightliner, with a check. $186,121. Beltway International, with a bid bond. $185,723. Refer these bids B5005034 to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report. That's okay. Good afternoon again. Thank you. We're now joined by our second member, and as I stated previously, we only have 2 members today. We're going down to the next bid. So you get to love the task of writing too. And you'll have a check in a minute. B50005035 cutaway van with lift gate. A bid bond is required if the amount is over $100,000. Century Ford Inc. Century Ford of Mount Airy Inc. with a check. $48,482. Bayshore Ford Truck Sales, Inc., $49,124. This one goes with it. This one also.
We will refer these bids to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and review.
and this is B50005061 load packers. A bid bond is required if the amount is over $100,000. Baltimore Truck Center with a check, $834,824. Margie, the bags, please. These keep breaking. Thank you. Thank you. We'll just sit him right here. Thanks. Thanks. It's okay. No problem. Thank you. Thanks. Maryland Industrial Trucks with a check, $846,120.
We will refer these bids to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report. Okay, this is-
B50005062 SLEC Model 18 type heavy duty mobile vehicle lifts. A bid bond is not required. Select SLEC Inc., $62,500. Again, this is SLEC, SLEC Inc., $62,500. This goes with that one. Yeah, this is a separate bid. This is the next bid on now. This is number 6. This is Let me see if I have those in cozy copy. This must be the original. Okay. Sturtil, STRTIL, Coney, KONI, USA Inc., $55,388.
These bids will be referred to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
B50005066, Inner Harbor Water Safety Improvement. No bids were received. B50005068, John Deere Equipment Authorized Service Centers for OEM parts and repairs. A bid bond is not required. Yes, I'm seeing it. I don't see. This is an item bid, therefore prices will not be read. The bids will be available in room 204 of City Hall shortly after the opening, if you'd like to see them. Finch Services, Inc., Tech, TEK Equipment Repair.
These bids will be referred to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
B50005069, Ray Bestos Brakes, Robesto's brand brakes for cars and light. Okay, I had to read this. I'm going to read it as it's written on the bid. Robesto brand brakes for police, medium-duty trucks, and specialty vehicles. Yeah, we didn't type it right. This was on here too. I want to make sure I read it was on the bid. Yeah, it's wrong. We'll correct it. Sorry. Here's your copy. A bid bond is not required. Yes. This is an item bid. Prices will not be read. And again, the bids will be available shortly after the bid opening in room 204, which is right next door. Part Authority Southern LLC. Roque, R-O-K, Brothers, Inc.
These bids will be referred to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report. B50005007072. Air sealing and insulation for city locations. Okay, thank you. I'll make a note so I don't forget to correct. This is an item bid. Prices will not be read. Page 35.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Yes, okay. Yeah, okay, so all discounts.
This is item
Right, okay.
34 is the name.
Okay, thank you. Zero Draft, Maryland. Thank you. See, it's page 34 again. Yeah, page 34. USA Energy Company, Inc.
These bids will be referred to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
Thank you. I'll have to find it. Thank you. Here's the sheet.
Thank you.
Supply, I'm sorry, B50005076. Supply Head Start Pre-K educational items. A bid bond is not required. Yes. Yeah, thank you. So that'd be 4. Wait a minute, I do have a total sum here. There's some that they're not, but they gave me a line, so. Early Childhood LLC, doing business as Discount School Supply. $1,039.88. That's theirs, yes, Discount School Supply. That goes with that one, yes. Lakeshore Learning Materials, $56,459.04. Lakeshore. Yes. S&S Worldwide, $48,575.56. School Specialty Inc., $10,831.50. Educate and Celebrate Inc., $40,489.68. United Supply Corp., $58,017.72. Charles J. Becker and Brothers, Inc., doing business as Becker's School Supplies. $64,708.42.
These bids will be referred to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
B50004898, non-emergency medical transportation and Medicaid clients. Probably page section 3. A bid bond is not required. Let me see. Last tab? Okay. Interesting, okay. I'm going to read totally evaluated price, C and F. Seems to cover. Right. Yes, I'll be reading the total evaluated price for CNF. AM Van Inc. $10,579,000.
Here it is.
This says price for price will be. See, mine doesn't say alternate pricing. I have a different. See, these are the numbers I have here. Let me see. See, that's what's here. Let me see. Wait a minute. Oh, they have an alternate. So I thought we should first them all because we don't know if they're allowed to do alternate pricing.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. It was AM. Yeah, AM. Yeah, AM van. Yes, letter A, letter M. Okay. I make a motion to refer the bid of TransDev to the Law Department for review.
I second.
All those in favor? Aye. Just put it right there. They can see it. Tab 10, page 63 is what it is. 63, according to their table of contents, you're right now. Okay. Let me do this page here, B55, this page. LeFleur, LEFLEUR, Transportation, $7,845,420. Heart to Heart Ambulance Service, Inc., doing business as Heart to Heart Transportation. $38,359,000
$860. They were the same. I thought that was something with my eyes.
Refer these bids to the Bureau of Purchases for tabulation and report.
There being no further business, we are adjourned, and we thank you so much for your patience with us today. Have a good afternoon.